Okay, so thank you all for joining this morning. So we're going to get started. Thank you all for taking the time to come out on your busy schedule. I appreciate it. For coming for this informational call to find out more about what I consider one of the most significant decisions I made in my life because of the impact that the patch will have on people's lives. So uh, I shared with talking about the stem cell technology, and I'm excited about it. And I do have some experts on here that going to on this call that's going to do the presentation and elaborate more on the subject. So I'm gonna start with the first one. So she started her journey with the cell technology just 1 year ago. And because of her dedication and commitment to this project, she has already touched thousands of people's lives. So please let me introduce you to Robin Alexis Clark.
Thank you, Miss Karen. Miss Karen, you forgot to mention how you were introduced to this business. And I will tell you a part of the story.
Okay.
She was introduced to this business by her sister-in-law, Nita Henry, who's on the line, and that's her sister-in-law. But years ago, many years ago, she was my sister-in-law, still is, was married to one of my brothers. So we're all family here. And that's a beautiful thing about this business. You will share business with people that you love and care for, first of all. And then you'll go and you'll just start telling everybody because you can't help it because of the revolutionary product we have our hands on. So one of the things I'd like to say right now for my story, I was introduced to this business. I did and mentor, and she and her husband, they started the business over a year ago. And when she first called me about the business, I didn't think that I needed. I didn't think about personally, but I thought about my brother who was having some excruciating damage, pain, visual pain from an injury from years ago. And I thought about my girlfriend in Chicago who also had back issues, and she was having injections in her back. So I said, wait a minute, I know they can use this product, but really not knowing that it's not just about pain, but everybody on this call, if you can hear my voice and you're over 30 years of age, guess what? We have one thing in common. We are all aging. Okay. So we all need this product. So I even needed this product. So needless to say, I might have got patches from my friend Verdita Monk and I set them to the side. I did not use them right away. I didn't because I didn't think I needed them. But I did tell my brother and my law, and I said, you guys have got to get some of this product. But after being prompted and listening to a call just like this today, I decided, listen, let me start wearing those patches. Okay. Because I knew that, and Verdita didn't know, but I knew that I had some, what do they call it? Arthritic pain in my hands. I was suffering from insomnia. I couldn't sleep. My energy level was low, and I wasn't able to keep up with my 2-year-old granddaughter. And I also have been dealing with blood pressure issues since I was in my 40s, and I'm now in my 60s. And my blood pressure medication kept it at a certain level, like high 140s over high over 80s. But it just lowered my blood pressure. And that was after over 20 something years of being on meds. So I noticed right away for me, it was within the first or so, my sleep improved. I mean, I was sleeping like a baby. I dream and I have these vivid dreams. And these were things that I hadn't done in years, right? And had that type of deep core sleep that we all need to repair our bodies from the inside. Also, I noticed that after being on the patch, when you're sleeping, your energy level increased. So now I get up and go each refreshed when I get up and my feet hit the floor, right? And it was only until a month after being patched, and I had gone to my primary care physician, and she said, "What are you doing differently?" She said, "Your blood pressure has never been this normal." My blood pressure is now and currently has been reading each time I go to the doctor 120s, low 120s over 70s, low 70s. let me tell you, that was the one that just turned me all around. I mean, put swivel. And I knew that I had to now tell everybody I knew that this product was definitely working. It worked for my girlfriend in Chicago with her back pain. She's found relief right away. My brother, he found relief right away. So we know this is a product that is not only for pain, but it's for all of us. All of us have stem cells. And just like a car, you've got to repair a car and you've got to change the oil in it. And our bodies, we've been using these bodies for well over whatever amount of age you are. So you've got to help those stem cells to rejuvenate them in a natural way. Wouldn't you want to know more about it? And so that's why today, to tell more about it and to tell you why we have something that we just can't stop, we can't stop talking about. Okay, so we're going to get started. Let me see if I can see my screen here. I don't see my screen. Okay, here. All right. So one of the first questions I like to ask each and every one of you, have you been patched yet? You probably haven't been patched, but if you have, then you've got a testimony, or maybe you're on your way to get a testimony. But these patches, you can see the small little patch on the girl's arm right there. That's how small it is, okay? It's very like a Band-Aid. And basically, the patches are here to elevate, activate, and regulate our own bodies. There's not a patch that's going to transfer into your bloodstream, but it's going to help your body to heal naturally, just as intended. Next screen. This is our and CEO, David Schmidt. I had an opportunity to meet him. Wow, it was last summer. We flew to Tampa and there was a convention there. This Is It convention. This man is incredible, guys. I don't know too many people. I don't know anybody who has it says over 80 patents. He literally now, I think, has over almost 300 patents. He's an amazing scientist and inventor. He specialized in age reversal. So we say this product is not about anti-aging, but we're helping us to age reverse. So in 2008, as you see here, David focused his attention on stem cell research. Basically what he did, he started with the US Navy, working with the US government, working with the naval officers, and they were Marine, getting the energy that they needed because they're in the water, okay? They're not exposed to the sun. And the sun produces vitamin D, right? Helps our body to produce vitamin D. But the government wanted to be able to get those naval officers off of the caffeine and off of the energy drinks. So he came up with what he called his first patch, the energy patch. This is incredible. That energy patch helped those naval officers to stay alert, to stay active, and to get everything done that they do. It took 10 years to market. It took 10 years to bring it to market, and he brought this to market after 10 years of research. We have a patent on this patch. So there's nobody else who can have this product. I don't know too many companies that have have patents on juices and lotions and energy drinks and things like that. But we have a patent on this patch for the next, I think we've got at least another, Verdita, you can correct me later if I'm wrong on this, but I know we got the patent in 2020. So I think we have another 17 more years on this patent. Okay, but it is in writing. So you can run with that and tell people that you cannot find this product anywhere but through a representative of our company. And you can read this. This is all published online. How does the X39 work? Okay, it is a proprietary form of phototherapy. And let me see if I can explain it to you like this. Our bodies are made up of heat and light. Okay, so let's say, for example, we walk outside and the sun hits our skin. It helps our bodies to produce vitamin D. I'm sure all of you are familiar with vitamin D. And most of us are vitamin D deficient because we're not outside enough, or the sun is not shining as long, and if you're living in certain areas of the country. So we have to have vitamin D supplements. But this is a form of of phototherapy where we wear this patch and it works with our body heat to help stimulate our own existing stem cells, because most of our stem cells are dormant after the age of 50. It's a patented nanocrystal technology. There are no stem cells in this patch. It's only comprised of organic nanocrystals, salt, and water. Again, it uses the light to activate. Our own body light and heat activates this patch. One of the best factors, it's non-transdermal. And what we mean by that is that a lot of people say, well, I'm on blood pressure medication, or I'm taking this medication for my diabetes. Nothing is transferred from this patch to your bloodstream. It doesn't penetrate your skin. It only works with your body heat. Okay? So it's non-transdermal. You can stay on your meds and be under your doctor's care and still wear this patch. There are no drugs, no stimulants in this patch. Again, it's non-invasive. We want you to know that all of our LifeWave products, we have to say this, they are not intended to diagnose, to treat, to cure, or to prevent any disease or medical condition. What are the benefits of X39? I'm glad you asked. We can experience increased strength, okay? If you were someone who works out, I have a sister who is a marathon runner. It's helped to cut down her time when she just recently did the New York Marathon. It helps with inflammation. Like I said, I had that arthritis in my hands. All that was inflammation. And inflammation is the #1 cause of diseases in our bodies. So wouldn't you like to get rid of some of that inflammation? This is what the X39 will help you with. Increased stamina. Like I said, I was getting the sleep I needed. So I was able to keep up with that 2-year-old granddaughter. My energy and vitality, I saw that right away. Mental clarity. My mom is 85. She came to me saying she was suffering from brain fog. Listen, she said, do you think this patch will help me? I said, let's put it on and try it. She put the patch on. For her, it was almost immediate. For her now, it was within about 2 days. She said, Rob, I have this sense of well-being. I cannot believe I feel so good. Her mental clarity was back. Restored your muscles and your skeletal conditions. And you'll see this over time. It's going to help with that repairing all of our body. Improvement of sleep, we talked about that. And ladies and gentlemen as well, everybody wants improved skin appearance. And as we age, we notice the collagen in our skin is going away, but you're going to see your skin improving after several months of being on this patch. Again, what we're trying to show you is that you can achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being by using our patches, but understand that they're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. I think at this point, you guys, before we even go into this next slide, I want to introduce to you someone that I know who, I was living in California, let's say about 2 years ago, and I lived there for 10 years. And my very dear neighbor, we got to know each other quite well. And I knew she had quite a few little issues going on, and I'll let her tell you that. But when I was introduced to this patch, I called her and to tell her about it. And she also came to visit me this past summer. And while she was at my home, I patched her. Okay. And once I patched her, I know she felt some kind of relief, but she only used a few patches while she was in my home. Maybe it helped with her sleep. Since then, she has been on the patch, I think, since September. And I want her to give her testimony. I don't want to tell too much of it, but it's amazing. So I want to introduce to you my friend, my ex-neighbor, but I will always be in her life, El Perot. Could you please unmute your video, your microphone and show your video?
Good morning. Hi, everybody. Wow. Robin, you're quite the presenter. I was like really rapt attention. Thank you. That information really confirms a lot of things. I loved the sound of stem cell research. I've always thought of it. I enjoy science. But I didn't know that it would have come into my life, come into my everyday existence. And so, it was like, oh, okay. I listened and I put the patch on and I waited, and I don't know, I had a lot of things going on. I've been a diabetic since 1990. And I moved from a type 2 to a type 1 to a type 1.5, which is in the middle, having become insulin dependent, having, to give injections, increasing into all kinds of things, rheumatoid arthritis, high blood pressure, just things that let me know that some of the inherited diseases in my family were in me as well. It's kind of it's a frustrating existence, and it's despairing kind of existence, but I did what I could. Tried to eat somewhat properly and exercise. Here, as of in this year, I guess there's been even more decline. And all of a sudden, I got a diagnosis from my doctors that both my pancreas and my kidneys were declining. And that is sleepless nights. That's where it took me. I just didn't know what to do with all of that. And I stay with my stuck with my doctor. I did what they told me to do, but I also started to, religiously put on my patch and carry on. I went in for an exam just about, I guess it was I guess 3 months or so ago, and the doctor was very worried, and she says, you're declining very quickly, and I'm going to do a biopsy. And I'm like, no, I don't want all, no. And, but, I knew I had to follow her instructions. She's a good doctor. As I said, I've been doing my patch. I've been taking my medication. I didn't stop anything that I was told to do. I just did everything that I had, and the patch was one of the tools in my toolkit. And Monday, I went in for a consultation, and she just came into the room with an excited look on her face. And she said, we don't need to do the biopsy. Your kidney level is back to where it was like 2 years ago. And tears just shot up in my eyes. So, of course, I'm a fan. I mean, I'm sold. I know that it's not all of everything, but it is part of it, and that it was like, for me, it was a divine kind of intervention. And I think what I loved about it more than anything is that somehow I was just feeling whole, more wholesome. I was feeling more energetic. And then my endocrinologist says, your levels are good. You don't, let's reduce your insulin. You don't need as much insulin. Let's bring this back. So everything just seemed to be coming into what I felt was a homeostasis, that my body was balancing. And, that is just good news. I feel so happy in 24 that I've accomplished a great feat for myself, becoming a first-time author, and wanted the energy to get to Atlanta to sell my book and share this story. And I'm just happy that this is where it's taking me. So that's kind of my testimony.
Well, Elle, thank you so much for sharing. And I know for sure that that patch is helping you get that optimum health experience. So we appreciate your sharing. Thank you so much. You can go ahead and mute yourself. I love you so much. Mute yourself and stop your video. And we'll get back to the presentation. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Let's see here, my screen. Okay, so Elle just kind of went through a lot of this. These are some of the long-term results, and this is per the case studies that were done, because you have to have case studies done in order to get a patent. And if you want to know more about this, you can go to our website, which is thisisinfo.com. It's at the top of the screen. First few days, you got 4,000 genes begin to reset. We don't feel genes resetting, but trust me, they're resetting. Okay, that's amazing point right there. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. She's talked about feeling her the wholeness and just feeling calm and in control. Within 3 months, collagen is increased. We love to see that in our skin. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. That to me was amazing. So again, we know it's not anti-aging, but it is age reversing. And that is the quote from our founder and CEO himself, David Schmidt. How do you wear this patch? Okay, as small as it is, you're going to wear it for 12 hours on and 12 hours off to give your body a chance to repair and rejuvenate. You're going to put this patch, as they show on the screen here, they show 2 focal points, one right below the belly button, about 2 inches. The other is right on the back of the neck, right underneath that bone at the back of the neck, the C7 vertebrae. Those are pressure points. So when they did to get the patent, they had to show at least 2 places where it would activate and be consistent on everyone's body. So those were the 2 spots. But you can literally put this patch anywhere on your body, anywhere you might have pain, anywhere you might have a headache, put it on your temple, put it on your knee, you got knee pain. But once you've worn that patch for 12 hours, you take it off after 12 hours and you put a new patch on the next day, put a new patch on and repeat. You can wear more than 1 patch at a time. The only requirement is that you stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. What I do is I do the electrolyte water or coconut water, something that's going to give you more than just what you would get from normal tap water or bottled water. So the X39 is very sophisticated, yet it's so simple to explain. You've heard the few testimonies. You've heard my testimony. You heard Karen. Well, Karen, I don't know if she gave hers, but she had the testimony, and Elle had a testimony. They're emotional testimonies. We can't make this stuff up. It is happening for us. But right now, I want to bring on my very dear, 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 dear friend, because though there may be some of you out there who are thinking about this and saying, okay, I can share this with a lot of people. Are there benefits to sharing it? And yes, there are. There's a business attached to this patch. And that's what I'm involved in now. I'm a business partner in this organization of this business called LifeWave. And what we do is we get paid just for sharing this opportunity with other people. So I'm going to bring on the person who introduced me to the business, Verdita and Harvey Monk. They are now senior presidential directors. They made it to the very top of this company. I'm so proud of them. And we have built, and she's helped to build a team that is one of the most aggressive teams in this company. And that's why we're calling our team, This Is It, because this is it. Okay, Verdita Monk, take it away and please tell us more about how we can make some money.
Well, hey, Robin, good morning, everybody, especially way out in California. Elle, we really appreciate you sacrificing the time to get up so early, and you look so bright-eyed and what do they call it? Anyway, bright-eyed out there. And then your testimony is just so amazing. But yes, I'm delighted to be on this call as well this morning, and just share a little bit about how my husband and I got introduced to this. First of all, I want to clear this up for you all that are wondering. This is, it's not, this is not just a business. This is the opportunity to, like Robin said, to achieve optimal health. So don't get turned off if you heard that being said. Know that we're here to help you. We're here to help as many people as possible. So that's what happened with my husband and I when a friend of ours by the name of Ken Robinson introduced this patch to us. He tracked us down. We were literally about to go out of town, and he insisted that we meet him before he went out of town. And, we didn't really understand the urgency at the time, but he did invite us to a call similar to this that night before. He invited us to a call where we heard some testimonies that blew us away. I'm going to elaborate on a couple of more of those as we go along, but he blew us away. I mean, the call blew us away. And so when we got the patch and got to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which was our destination, we decided we would put the patch on. But at first we were wondering, just like Robin was, why are we needing this patch? You know, we're healthy people. We don't take any type of medication, you know, no pain. We just could not relate at the time. And what happened was we did put the patch on. Now that night, this is what happened. We found this out the following morning. After putting the patch on that night, the next morning, we woke up and I felt like, what just happened? I mean, I've slept so sound and so deeply that I could not even remember anything like that. I mean, it was so noticeable. It was not an average night of sleep. That caught my attention. But what happened with my husband, I noticed that he had not snored all night. Now, that was unheard of because my husband had been a chronic snorer for over 10 years. In addition to snoring, he would choke and cough. He had acid reflux. And this went on every night for over 10 years. It had gotten so bad that, you know, I would sometimes say, you have to go to another room. I literally have to get some sleep. I mean, that's how bad it was. But he did not snore that night. And that was November the 12th of 2022. And my husband has not snored since. And I know that sounds unusual and weird, but it's the truth. And there are many other people, I think even Robin's husband stopped snoring. There's many other people who used to snore. And that's just one example of how this patch does things that you don't even expect it to do. See, the patch is very intelligent and it knows what your body does. And so what happened after we saw that happen to us, excuse me, we got on one more call right after that, and we heard some more testimonies, and we said, you know, there is no way that we can let Aunt Mary, who has Parkinson's, not know about this patch. We cannot allow Uncle John, who has COPD, and not know about this patch. That's where our mind was. Excuse me. That's where our head was, and it wasn't even about money. And so that's why we are letting you know that you can share this with whoever you want. And I have a strong inkling that you are going to be sharing this with other people once you hear more about it, because there's no way, if you care about people, there's no way you can keep it to yourself. Just like with Elle, with the pancreas and everything, she's got it. She's probably going to tell everybody what happened to her, at least her family. And so now you understand a little bit why I'm here, why we're all so excited about this patch, and we're going to go into some things. But I want to take you back a couple of slides, because this thing right here really is what got this particular slide was what got my attention when we first heard it. When you know, when you're talking about the brain being unbalanced, you know, people that have PTSD, do you know how serious this is? I know a person right now whose son committed suicide because he had PTSD. This is serious. That's a form of when we say the brain is being unbalanced. We also have people that had autistic. They were doing all kinds of weird things, taping up, putting Scotch tape and masking tape all over the house. Within 2 days, they stopped doing it. They've been doing it for 17 years. See, so the brain is becoming balanced. Even people that have dementia and Alzheimer's, these conditions were becoming reversed in these studies, you guys. Do you see how significant? I just want you to understand, we're not talking about ordinary stuff. We're talking about major things that have changed people's lives. The part about the heart reversing ages is important. Do you know that cardiac arrest and all these, this is one of the #1 killers in the United States right now. I want to tell you a quick story about my friend Jeffrey. Jeffrey was diabetic. Matter of fact, he is diabetic, but he's no longer having the symptoms of diabetes because he was taking 5 insulin shots per day. And within 3 days, he was down to a half a shot in the morning when he woke up and a half a shot at night. That's the test. That's the diabetes part. But because of being diabetic, he had a stroke 3 years ago, and he was paralyzed and couldn't eat, couldn't talk, couldn't do any of those things. But they would not let him leave the hospital without a pacemaker. So after he got this patch, remember, the diabetes was the first thing he noticed, but he didn't notice all these things going on with his heart. I want to point that out because so many people say, well, I don't feel anything. Nothing happened with me. But I guarantee you something is happening. You just may not feel it, because what happened with Jeffrey, 6 weeks later, when he went to the cardiologist, which he always went every 6 weeks, that's how bad, you know, his condition was. 6 weeks after going to the cardiologist, The cardiologist did the same thing that happened to Elle. The cardiologist came out of the room waving papers, all excited. Wait, I don't know what's going on, but your heart is no longer relying on that pacemaker. In other words, his heart started reversing. They say that this is what they say. Every 6 months that you wear this patch, your heart reverses 8 years. And a lady that I know, she demonstrated this because she took a test called a vascular age test. And that's where they can determine the age of your heart. They determined her heart was 35 years old, that she was 35 years old because she had been wearing the patch for 2.5 years. So every 6 months, her heart reversed 8 years. So 8 times 5 months, there was 5 increments of 6 months in that 2.5-year period. So 8 times 5 is 40 years. She was 73 years old, but she tested at 35 years old. That's what we mean. So I hope we're getting your attention now that you can understand how significant this is. Now, so once again, Robin told you can go to this site called This Is It Info. You're going to hear about the patents if you want to, especially if you know physicians. Many physicians are in our company, and when they see these patents and the fact that they're double-blind, case studies, and that this went on for 10 years of research, they're impressed. When they hear about the other doctors' testimonies, when they, just really get all the info from this site, they're impressed. So send everybody to thisisinfo.com. Now, I want you to put your business hat on now because, Robin told you there was a business opportunity associated with this. And, my husband and I are entrepreneurs, and I'm just going to be honest with you. In the past, when we've gotten involved with companies like this, which we call, you can call them network marketing companies, multi-level market. They have all different kinds of names, but basically all it means is word of mouth, where you share with other people and the company compensates you for doing it. That's all it means. But whenever I join a company, I'm looking for certain characteristics. I want to know how solid it is. I want to know what kind of leadership it has. I want to know, not just from the solid from the infrastructure, but, is it financially stable? All those kinds of things. And does it have a product that is a game changer, that's going to disrupt the market? I believe that LifeWave qualifies for all of those categories. Let me tell you a little bit more about LifeWave. In October, we will be 20 years old. So we're a 19-year-old company. So we're very solid. The company was doing about $20 million a year. Why? Because for the first 16 or 17 years, there were, 16 years, mostly doctors they knew about the patch, but they weren't telling us about it. They were just selling the patches to their patients. So the company's been around for 20 years, 17. It's been almost 20 years, but for the first 16 years, they was doing 20 million. Then all of a sudden, the network marketers like ourselves heard about it. We started spreading the word, telling everybody we knew. It started spreading all over the world to now over 75 countries, but it blew up to 320 million in 3 years. But this past December 2023, we ended the year with over 420 million. That's how fast they're growing. The company's going straight up that growth curve. Okay. And then when I talked about being a market disruptor, when you start talking about a product being a market disruptor, there is no product like the X39, nothing. Remember, Robin told you about all these different patches that David Schmidt was developing, but it wasn't. And I mean, all of those patches put together, they did different things. But this patch right here, the X39 does all of those, all of those patches do put together. This is the masterpiece. This one patch right here will change your life. So we're not a company where you can go and get this X39 off the shelf at Walmart or at Whole Foods or someplace or GNC. This is a very unique. So these products like weight loss, skincare supplements, you can get those anywhere, but not the X39. So from a business perspective, it met all the criteria but I was more excited about what it was going to do for me and my family and friends than I was about the money and the business at that time. So I want you to think about this right now. What's important to you in your life? Do you have dreams and goals that you want to reach to? Most people would love to be able to have more quality time with their family. But for me, when I think of family, I think about my grandchildren. Right now, I have 2 grandchildren that are 3 and 1. but I want to live to where I see them grow up and maybe even get married and have children, but I don't want to be walking on a cane. I don't want to be in the bed where somebody has to take care of me 24 hours a day. So if family is important to you, you may think about what can I do to make my life more of a quality life as far as my health. And then with time freedom to be able to go when you want to go, do the kinds of things you want to do, being able to travel. What I will say this from a financial testimony standpoint, my husband and I have been in this business since November of 2022. And I promise you, I did not anticipate this happening, but it has gotten to the point that we've gotten almost 5,000 people on our team. And now, you know, what happens, and I'll share with you, you'll understand in a moment how this business works and how you can earn money with it. But it's that we're able to do things that we don't have to really think too hard about when it comes to finances. Like we don't have to save the money up or stuff like that, because in addition to the business that traditional businesses that we have, this is just extra money right here. You may be in a situation where you have a child that you want to put in private school. That's priceless right there. Or, you know, or you have a parent that needs 24-hour care, but for some reason, the insurance or the benefits don't cover someone coming in 24 hours a day. Just whatever your why is, think about what the additional finances could do for you before you say no to it. Okay, before you say no to what this can do for you financially, think about what's going on in your life. Now, I want to share with you a concept that is going to blow you away. So listen very carefully, because this is one of the ways how we get paid. It is called a binary structure. What is one of the aspects of our compensation plan is a binary structure. Now, you see this person right here. Let's say if that's you. It simply means that you have two teams. Bi means two. You have a left team and you have a right team. And every time somebody, let's say if you went out and I see that, let's just say, let me look at some of the people on this call. Let me call out a name on this call. Let's say that Ada was on the call. Let's say Ada, let's say if this is you, but you reach out to Ada, and Ada is really impressed with what she's heard. She wants to buy some of these products. I'm going to share with you how Ada can get her products, but let's say she decides to get one of our packages, and then she might go on your left team. Okay, then maybe another person on this call by the name of Savannah. Let's say Savannah decides to join your team and she goes on your right. And then you keep going down. James comes on your left. Robin comes on your right. All of these people make up your team that you personally introduce the packages to. But guess what? In addition to what you have done, now Elle and James and you know, Savannah, all these people I named, they're going to be sharing it with other people too. Do you realize that every single person that they share this with, you get to make money on those people as well? And I'll show you how this money works. But let's say that Robin is up here and she introduced it to Karen, or I think Danita did, and Robin introduced it to Danita. But any of these people above Karen, they can also introduce people to you, and they will fall under you. This is why it's so important for you to understand the significance of this binary, because you're going to get paid on every single person that falls under you, because everybody we bring in cannot fall directly under us anymore. They have to fall under the people who are already in. That is a beautiful thing. You get paid to infinity in the binary, and you can earn up to $25,000 per week in the binary. You can really make over $1 million a year in just this aspect of the compensation plan itself. Now, the part that I really, really get excited about is the matching bonuses. And I'm going to tell you how that works. First of all, it is unlimited in the aspect that it doesn't matter how many people you enroll. You can enroll 1,000 people. You have the potential of getting a match on anyone you personally enroll, and whatever they earn in the binary, what I just described was the binary, whatever they earn, you get to get a percentage of it. The people you personally enroll, let's say if you enrolled me and I go out and earn $1,000 this week in the binary, you will get 25% of that 1,000, or $250. But suppose you enroll 10 people like me, That would not be $250. That's $2,500 if we each earned $1,000 this week. Do you understand how that works? But guess what? The people that I personally enroll will follow your second level. So let's say if myself and all 10 of us that you enroll, each go and enroll 10 people as well. When I say enroll, I mean they get the package, they get some of the patches. I know you want some of these patches, I have no doubt about it. But those 10 people will each enroll 10. Now there's 100 people on your second level that you can get 20% of whatever they earn in the binary. Let's say they each earned $1,000 times 100 people. That's $100,000 in residual income. And guess what? This money, when I say residual, every single month, all of these people will be placing an order so that they can get their monthly supply of this patch. Well, that's $20,000 that you'd be earning on your second level in that scenario. And of course, these people on your second level, they're going to tell people. The people that they refer and purchase packages, they will be on your third level, and you get 20% of those people as well. So this could be very, very lucrative, you guys. So I just want to make sure you understood that. Now, how can you get started? You're looking at a form that just basically shows you what information is going to be needed when you decide to get your package. It tells you some packages that you have available here. And also, you know, once we need your personal information, your address, your date of birth, stuff like that. And then we need to know how you want to pay for it with a credit card. We also want to know, you know, how do you want your website set up? Because you will be getting a free website. So people can literally go to your site. Everything they need to know about it is on that site. And everything you need to know about your organization is in your office, which we call your back office. Let me zone in a little bit on packages. Remember, I talked about how you can get some of these patches. First of all, look at this. This little patch is so small, but it comes in a 30-day, like this envelope right here, which is a 30-day supply of X39. But then that envelope goes into this beautiful packaging right here. And so it's a beautiful, you know, set. So each one of those is called, we call those a sleeve. So let's say if you said, you know what, Danita, or you know what, Karen, I want to try some of those. What sounds better to you? To be a customer and go to Karen's site and purchase a 30-day supply for $150 plus tax and shipping? Or does it, and then let's say you said, okay, well, I want one for me and I want one for my husband, because both of us are in a situation where we need that. That would be $300 plus tax and shipping for 2 sleeves. Or would you rather get 3 sleeves for the same amount of money? See, the difference between being a customer and getting a package and what we call a brand partner is that there's several benefits to being a brand partner. Number one, you get in the product at wholesale. That's the first benefit. The second benefit is that you get your own website. You can refer people to it. The third benefit, you get to write every single thing you purchase from the company off on your taxes. The fourth benefit is you're going to be in that binary. So every single time one of us puts someone in that binary, they're going to fall under you. And now you're going to look and see all these people have fallen under me. You're going to get paid on those people. You can't get that just by purchasing at retail. Now, even if you do purchase, say, for example, the silver package, and you said, well, you know, I just want to use it for myself, and you got the silver package, you don't have to refer anybody. Nobody's forcing you to build a team. You just like the idea of getting it wholesale. And me personally, I always go for wholesale if I can, because I'm an interior designer. That's the only way I buy stuff if I can, is wholesale. So that's a beautiful thing. Second way you may want to consider getting a package is if you said, you know what, I see how this all makes sense. I know plenty of people that need these packages. I can't wait to get my hands on them. I can't wait to, you know, give them out and sample them. That's what we do. We send we have these envelopes that, you know, you have access to, where, you know, it talks about the benefits of the patch and how to apply it, all this. And we put them in this little envelope. And as we go about our day, and we drop them in the mail to people we know, and they're going to get some experiences with you guys. And so when you get the gold package, it gives you 5 sleeves. Now you have enough for you and your spouse. Then you have 3 more sleeves that you can sample 3 or 4 of those patches out to people. You see what I'm saying? So now you're operating it as a business, and it's going to cost you $500 but also the gold package is the rank, is the package you need ultimately, maybe not immediately, but ultimately you're going to need to be a gold in order to get promoted to our first rank. And that's significant because when you get promoted to your first rank, that simply means you have referred this to 4 people who've gotten packages, but now you get access to unlimited income in the binary. That's the part that's key. But if you came in as a silver and then you realized that you needed to be a gold, all you do is pay the difference of $200 and the company will send you 2 more sleeves because you got 3 over here, 5 over here. They'll send you 2 more sleeves and all you do is pay the difference. But if you're really, really serious, like my husband and I were, when we first came in, I was so excited. I mean, I made a list. That's the first thing I did. I made a list. And I encourage you to do the same thing, Barbara, on this call. Who do you know that has diabetes? Who do you know that has high blood pressure? Who do you know that has kidney failure, like my husband's cousin in Orange County, California, that he needed a kidney transplant. And after just 3 months of wearing the patch, he's no longer on the list. So who do you know like people like that? Guess what? We wrote that list down. We wrote 25 couples, and all of them were not sick people in our opinion, like Robin and Jerry Clark, the girl you just heard from, my friend. I didn't know she had any kind of issues, but she was on our list. We sent 25 couples some patches. We sent them 10, and we put them in this envelope, 10 patches per couple. Then we also made a list of 25 individuals, and we just gave the individuals 5 patches. That came to 13 sleeves. Well, there's 19 sleeves in the diamond package, but now instead of paying $100 a sleeve, you're paying $84 a sleeve. So there was 6 of those sleeves left over after we made our list of who we were sending them out to. That was just enough for me and my husband to use a single sleeve ourselves for the next 90 days, because that's 2 sleeves for us per month times 3 months. That's 90 days. It was 19 sleeves total. But the significance of that is this: in this company, in that binary, in order to get paid on those people that I talked about, every time they place orders or every time somebody signs up or whatever, the points that are generated, you get to keep those points if you are purchasing 1 sleeve per month. That's what we call a monthly subscription. If they purchase 1 sleeve a month, you get to keep your points, and you can earn up to $100 per week. If you want to maximize the comp plan and not limit yourself to $100 a week, like I had a person that was only doing 100, they was only doing 1 sleeve, but they had all these points sitting under them. I said, do you realize, excuse me, that if you just order 1 more sleeve today, and right after you do that, 15 minutes later, your back office is going to put $1,300 in your checking account. He didn't understand that he could not earn over $100 a week with 1 sleeve. So all he did was paid another $100. I mean, well, you don't really have to do another 100, but he needed 110 points. And when he did that, all of a sudden the money appeared. So this is what we mean by maximizing the comp plan. But if you're married, you need 2 sleeves anyway, okay? So we can really make sure you understand that aspect later. Don't try to understand every detail. I'm just trying to help you, because when you enroll, it's going to ask you the question: do you want 1 sleeve a month or 2? And you need to know what that means. Okay. So, now it's time to make your move. I want to, invite Karen back on, because I want you to hear her powerful testimony. And I want you to get back to Karen as soon as we get off. Text her or call her and let her know if you're in or not, whether you want to get the silver pack, the gold pack, the diamond pack, or if you're saying, I just want to try it, you still may want to get the silver pack, or at least she has some that she can, retail for you. So Karen, would you please come back on, because you have such a powerful testimony and they really need to know why you're so excited. Karen? Robin, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, there's Karen. It was taking her a minute. Okay. Go ahead, Karen.
Okay, so I just want to thank everybody for coming out and joining the call. So if you have any other questions or anything, you can get with me, and I will be happy to help you out, answer any other questions. But can I give my testimony real quick?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you to do.
Okay. With my testimony, I've been wearing the patch. I came up under Danita, my sister-in-law, and I've been wearing the patch for, it's been a little over 3 weeks. And my testimonial is I have more energy, I have more clarity, I'm sleeping better, I'm not snoring. My children, my teens, children, so I'm not snoring as I used to as much. I'm sleeping very soundly. I'm not restless at night. I just have a burst of energy. I had for 17 years sciatic nerve in my upper thigh and on my left side, and from having being pregnant with my son. And then from that, I always had problems with my leg kind of going out a little bit. And it just ongoing. It would happen at work. I'm going up down the stairs. And since I've been wearing the patch, I have not had any sciatic nerve pain, no issues. And it's only been over 3 weeks. And then I also had
Wait, before you
back-
go any further, can you make sure they understand? Because I don't know if everybody knows how significant a sciatica pain is. I don't know.
the sciatic nerve is real intense. Like I said, I was pregnant with my son when I first got diagnosed with it. I was having a sharp pinch pain where it causes you to lose balance. And it was hard for me to walk. And I had to always have my leg elevated up, and I was just having, it had a little bit of inflammation in it. And the doctor said, well, you're going to have to, be careful with that, heating pads. And they was like, they couldn't do anything for me because I was pregnant. And so, but the pain is so severe where, you just to turn and try to move or bend, it was so excruciating.
And you had that for 17 years. And then
17
and how
years.
long did it take from the time you start wearing the patch till that pain kind of went away?
2 days.
Okay. So do you see how significant it took her 2 days to rid herself of a pain she'd been dealing with 17 years? Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, 17 years. And I'm like, wait, this patch is doing, I was like, because I've tried everything else, the muscle relaxers. I'm not big on taking pills. I'm not a pill taker. And I was like, I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made you feel loopy. And I was like, no. And then I tried creams and they said, well, maybe we can do injection. I don't want that. And so when Danita introduced me to the patch and I was like, you know what, this is it. This is really the truth. And it does help you. And I'm a water drinker as well. So drinking your water is definitely key. Eating right as well. That does help, benefits on that. And then I had back problems, lower back problems. On my right side, it was hard for me to kind of get out of bed, turn to my right, turn to my left. That patch within 2 days, same, like it both like synced in at the same time. Like, wait, my back, I'm turning. I can bend down, touch my fingertips down to the floor. My kids was like, Mom, you couldn't do that before. Grimacing pain. And it's like,
Wow.
oh my goodness, this patch has really been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
Well, Karen, we really appreciate you inviting your friends on, and I just can't wait to see, what's going to happen with you in the future because, Karen she shared with us that she has a huge vision, and we want to help her realize that vision of helping as many people as she can. And we need your help to help her reach. She doesn't know all your family members. She doesn't know all your friends, but guess what? Now that she's going to have access to them through you, and you're going to have access to them, and you're going to all get compensated, and we're going to be one big happy family. So thank you so much, Karen. I do have this call recorded, and we'll get you a copy of it. Thank you all. You all have a blessed Saturday, and don't forget to get back to Karen immediately. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.